Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sport Port. So, today is a good day for us. Big weekend of football coming up. We're going to go through, talk about all of our game picks, and then we're going to go back and talk about all of our safety nets, and we're going to talk about something new that we did with our safety net last night. So, first off, let's just talk about this. This is our game picks 89, 35, and 1. I believe that's a little over 71% now, but very happy about that. So, Jaguars at Jets, even though the Jaguars were underdogs, we picked them. We weren't very sure on why they were underdogs, and I was worried I was missing something, but I wasn't. And the Jaguars beat them 19-3, so that was very, very nice. I didn't know why. If Mike White was out there, completely different story. Zach Wilson was out there, though. He got benched for a guy who played Canadian football, and the team played better around that guy, their fourth string guy, pretty much. Because, Zach Wilson, Mike White, Flacco didn't play for some reason, and then this guy. I don't even remember his name, but props to him, because the team looked better when he was out there. Now, Saints-Browns. We're going to pick the Browns. Weather's not supposed to be good, I think. So, not a huge fan of that one. I think the Browns are going to win. Kamara hasn't looked great. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb over on the other side. I just think that if this game comes down to a lot of running, that's the side that's going to get it done. So I do like the Browns in that one. Bengals-Patriots. Taking the Bengals here. I think that they're going to win. I think that the Patriots going through a bit of a rough patch here. I think this next week's going to be a little rough for us. The defensive side has looked good. I'm not super worried about the defensive side, but even with our really good defense, Bengals have a really, really good offense, and our offense just isn't. So hopefully we get it figured out. I think we have a perfectly decent offense. We obviously have a really good running back. I like Mac Jones. I like Jacoby Myers. I like our guys, but the coaching on the offensive side of the ball is just not there, and I do think the Bengals are going to win this one. Then we got Bills-Bears. Picking the Bears here. Not a ton to talk about. Bills are the better team. They're just the better team all around, pretty much. Would I rather have David Montgomery or Singletary? Probably Montgomery, but, still running game, Obviously, Justin Fields is there too, but I just see that the Bills are going to win this one. Giants-Vikings, we're picking the Vikings here. They just, last week they rallied back, and if this game is close, I think that the Vikings win, and I don't see the Giants blowing out the Vikings. So, and even if they do, Vikings can maybe make a crazy comeback, because clearly they are capable of doing that. Then we got Lions-Panthers. I'm picking the Lions. I don't get how some people are still down on the Lions. People are still saying, same old Lions. No. I didn't even know it was a thing. I thought it was, universally accepted that these Lions are pretty good. Even though they lost some games they should have won and stuff like that. But, they're 7-7 right now. I don't really get it. I thought it was kind of accepted that these were brand new Lions. They could make a playoff push. And I personally wouldn't want my team going against them in the playoffs. They could upset somebody. That is one of those teams where it's okay, they're going to be in the first round. They're going to get knocked out by this much better team. Lions, they could definitely cause an upset, in my opinion. So then we got the Seahawks and the Chiefs. Picking the Chiefs here. Seahawks have been losing it. They've been just going downhill the last few weeks, and it's sad to see. I really like Geno. I really like their offense. I really like their defense. They have a really, really bright future. But for some reason, these last few weeks just haven't been good. If you asked me this, 3-4 weeks ago, it would be a lot closer. But I do think that the Chiefs win this one. Then we got Texans-Titans. Derrick Henry always goes off against the Texans, and that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I think Titans might go crazy, and we'll just have to see what happens. But Titans really could just run all over them, especially with Malik Willis out there. They're not going to be throwing as much. Texans are going to know they're not throwing as much, but is Malik Willis going to run with it, or is Derrick Henry going to run with it? They can definitely run some more option type stuff, just, fake handoff. And then Malik Willis goes for 15 yards, right? So there's definitely a different aspect to that, but that's what it seems like is going to happen next week. And I think they're going to win with that. The Titans are. Then we got Falcons-Ravens. Picking the Ravens here. This is a hard one. Really, I think the Falcons could get it. But J.K. Dobbins has looked good. I like him a lot this week. Tyler Huntley's not bad. And Desmond Ridder just isn't there yet. I mean, it's like his third time starting. I'm not blaming him at all. But, that's obviously very hard to do. And I just think the Ravens come out with it. Then we've got Commanders-49ers, picking the 49ers here. I think they're going to blow them out. I think these 49ers, the spread's like 7, could be 10, That's just what I think personally, but yeah. Eagles-Cowboys, I'm actually going to pick the Eagles here. Gardner Minshew is not a bad quarterback. It's definitely rough that his first game starting this year is against the Cowboys. But I could see him pulling it off. I could see the Eagles' defense making a few stops when they need to, and that the Cowboys losing this one. Then we got Raiders-Steelers, picking the Raiders here. Steelers looked all right, but I think the Raiders just come out with it this week. I think it'll be, honestly, a little bit of a high-scoring game. Not crazy high-scoring, I think like maybe the over hits, right? Nothing crazy, but I do think the Raiders come out with that one. And I'm not crazy worried about that. That one's definitely a more 50-50 one, but I do like the Raiders. Then we've got the Packers-Dolphins. I think the Dolphins win, although this one I'm also not super confident in. Packers could come out with a win somehow here. If Tyreek and Jalen Waddle can't get, at least one 70-yard touchdown in the game, then they don't score a ton, right? And Mostert looked good last week, but the Packers won against the Rams, which isn't a huge feat. But, I'm still feeling the Dolphins there. Then we got Broncos-Rams. That's actually one that I like a bit. Broncos-Rams is something that I like. And I can't remember if I put that on my safety net. I wanted to put that on my safety net. I meant to put that on my safety net. But I'm not sure that I did there. I think maybe I just want to double check, make sure that I was looking at it right. It might have been one of those ones where the odds just right not where I want them, So if I get, let me make sure I have those in there because I like that the Broncos plus 3.5, but we'll see here in a minute. I do like the Broncos in that one to win. Then we have Buccaneers-Cardinals. I think the Buccaneers win this one. I think they win it pretty easily. I think after last week they come out and they wreck the Cardinals. Then we got Chargers-Colts. I also like the Chargers there. That's Monday night. So on Monday I might change my mind, but I'm not going to change my mind unless Jonathan Taylor is back to magically healthy and back, but that's not going to happen. So after that, this is what happened last night, but that's not what we're going to talk about. Well, we'll talk about it really quick. We picked the Jaguars to win, obviously. Jaguars plus 7.5, just to get to that next score, which is minus 295. Minus 280. That's what we did differently. So we've never done that. I decided, I can't just give one pick on a Thursday because that defeats the whole purpose. You'd have to bet $295 to get 100. Nobody wants to do that, right? That's the whole point of these is with the safety nets, you put it with something else. So I picked the under. I think it was 37.5. So I bought points, got it to 43.5. Got the parlay to minus 127. So it's like bet 100, you get like 79 back or something like that. So awesome, cool, really happy that worked, and that brought our record to now 40, 12, and 76%. I think that actually changed, so 40 out of 52 as a percentage is, 76.9%, so it's still 76%, but pretty much 77. But yeah, very happy about that. So this is what we got here. And I did not put the Broncos in here. I meant to put the Broncos in here. That is my bad. I'll just type that up really quick. But yeah, so this is what we like this week. And there's a bit for sure. So let's put in Broncos. And it's plus 3.5. plus 3.5, and that brings it to minus 260. So yeah, I just for some reason didn't put this in here when I meant to. So if we take a look at this, shrink it up a little so you guys can see all of it. So yeah, let's go through all these. So Jaguars plus 7.5, under 43.5 points. That one hit. I put that in a parlay together because that needs to be separated from everything else because that game already happened. So that went into the 40 and 12 part of it. Very, very happy about that. Now we've got Vikings plus 3.5. So I like this one a lot as well. They are going against the Giants, as I said. Like I said, I think if it's a close game, the Vikings win. I think if it's a blowout, it's because the Vikings blew out the Giants, not the other way around. So getting them at plus 3.5, where even if they do manage to lose by a field goal, which I don't think will happen, we're still covered. It's minus 320, which is a bit, but it's fine. That's the whole point. Lions plus 3.5 is only minus 230. So this is where I think, Lions are going to win. I think they're going to win just fine. But they get a field goal, and I definitely don't see them getting beat by a touchdown or something. So I do really like that one. I think the Panthers are better off with Sam Darnold, but still, I do like the Lions in this one. That defense has been shaping up throughout the year. Like I said, this isn't a team that I would like to see in a playoff game going against my team. So against the Panthers, I feel like they'll be fine. Plus 3.5. Then we got 49ers. So they're going against the Commanders. And yeah, I mean, minus 2.5 isn't bad at all. Yeah, minus 2.5. They could win by a field goal, and you still win. But I see them winning by a lot more than a field goal in this one. Minus 265 is not bad either. I put the thing in here to see what the two biggest spreads were, and I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, so I really, really like that one a lot. Then we got the Buccaneers minus 2.5. Like I said, I think they're going to come out there mad about last week, and they are going to mess it up on the field. That is the Sunday night game, so that's a while. But Buccaneers Cardinals 720. I just see Buccaneers going crazy on the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's out, obviously. Cardinals defense wasn't great anyway. I just don't see Colt McCoy beating this team and beating them by, a lot. So, I just don't see them beating them at all or being close. That's why it's minus 2.5. Then we got Broncos plus 3.5, minus 260. That's the one I just put in there. They're going against the Rams. I just feel like that defense is going to show up a bit. I feel like they're going to get more of, a play out of Judy or whatever more than the Rams are going to get a play out of, Higbee or something. You know what I mean? Like, I see the Broncos winning this one. I do see them winning it with their defense, and it's plus 3.5, so I don't think it's going to be a super far away game. Like, could they lose by a field goal? Sure, but I don't think that will happen. Then, lastly, Chargers money line is our riskiest one of the week at minus 200, but I just don't see the Colts winning. Deion Jackson is fine, but they're going to have Nick Foles out there starting for his first game. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with the Chargers at all. And, I mean, if I come in here, I think the reason I did that was because it was just too far. I might change that, though, really. I mean, the whole thing about this is it's the safety net, right? We are fine with taking those. It's just I know some people, and I need to not let this happen. I just know some people are like, oh, like, why would I take that? Like, it's minus however much. Even if I take these two together, it's still this far apart. But, yeah, do you know what? I'm taking them plus 3.5. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, but people might be worried about it. No. It's my thing. I made it. It's going to be plus 3.5. And that's going to obviously change it. And it's going to change it to minus 320, which isn't even that bad. So, I mean, we have a 350 on this list. So the odds on a lot of them are a bit different. But let's say that we take the Buccaneers and the Vikings out of these, right? That is minus 320 and a minus 350 together. Those are our two highest ones, and the Chargers, but like minus 320, I mean. That's still minus 146. which sounds like a lot, but if you bet 100, you get $68.75 back. That's almost $70. $100, $70. Me personally, I'm fine with that if it wins, and these lately have been winning. And obviously, these should win. That's the whole point of them. But, 40 and 12, like, still 25% of the time it's not. But, it's like last week we went 5-1. We're already 2-0 this week. I like these a lot, and hopefully we can keep the streak going that we've been having these last few weeks. I believe there's only been 1 week where we've been even, but I'm not going to risk it by taking Chargers money line just because I'm worried about what other people will think. This is my thing. This is what I like here. Lots of games this week. Obviously, we already had the 2 go, so we just can't go even. We can't go close to even. 5-1 is what we're looking at here. If one of these doesn't hit, okay. If 2 of these, it's like that's still okay, but that's close. If 3 of these don't hit, not even close. This was a very bad week. So hopefully these work out. I don't see why they shouldn't. But that's what everybody says about everything that they do when it comes to gambling, but obviously be responsible about it. And a safety net is not 100% safe, as you can see by the percentage. So that's what I like this week. I really like some of these. Some of the bigger numbers, like I don't think we've had a minus 350 before. That is a lot. But like I said, you can put that with the Vikings, and it's going to be, still you get $70 off 100. Let's say that I do take that with, let's even do a middle of the pack one. Let's do the Broncos, right? If we take the Broncos there, we have 2 of the Sunday night games, right? 2 Sunday games for Christmas. And you put the Buccaneers here at minus 350, and you put the Broncos at plus 3.5, you're still looking at minus 129. So you're getting 78. So you're pretty much getting 80, And it's like that's not a ton of a difference between the other ones. And if you want to go all the way down, like you also like that Buccaneers one, and you want to take that, and we go with the Lions on it, where it's sitting at the minus 230 there. Let me see what that would be. Once it'll probably be like 90 or 85, something like that. But all these are pretty close when you do the parlays like that. It really doesn't make a huge difference. So if we take the Lions and we take them plus 3.5 like I have up there, it's minus 230, minus 119, 84.47. So all of these are pretty close. Once you make that parlay, all the things are going to be those are all within, $15 of each other when you bet 100. So, and that's just because that's kind of what it goes off of. Minus 320 means you bet 320, you get 100 back. So that's just how that stuff goes. That's why I use 100 as that base. But this is what I like this week. Hopefully we can keep this streak going that we've been having for a while now. Like I said, I know 1 week we went even, and that's really bad. Even is awful when it comes to this. 50% is awful. So hopefully we can keep going like we have been. We've had a few perfect weeks. We've had an even week. We've had weeks where, 1 loss, 2 loss, quite a bit. But those are fine. This is what I like. And good luck to anybody this weekend on your stuff. And if you want to take any of these, just make sure you're responsible about it. So thanks everybody who stopped by. And I will see you guys on Monday. Merry Christmas.